So we're right here in winter in Australia and it's quite cold in the mornings. So this is a really nice neural muscular fascia flow that allows the body to twist, to rotate, to work through combinations that will keep your mind thinking about it. It will get you out of your head and into your body. It will touch across all of our fascial lines and not only warm up the fascia, the lymphatics, the nervous system, get blood, oxygen and energy into every single cell. It will feel amazing and it's a beautiful way to start your body. I'm Megs, I run Move Like Water Collective, your home for better movement. And this is one of my go-tos every single morning because to me, what happens inside our bodies must come first so that the external can mirror what's going on in the inside. So let's just start off by checking in anatomical position, feet underneath the hips, knees nice and soft. We always want to make sure that the knees are bent because we need to make sure we're not hyperextending. That will throw the pelvis out. And it will also softly turn on the quads to support the patella. The thumbs are forward, not rolled back, and they will keep your shoulder open and the chin slightly tucked in here. Alright, what we're going to start off doing here is just getting a feel for the body. So I want you to just take a few moments here to diaphragmatic breathe. So we're going to be inhaling through the nose into the belly, feeling the diaphragm push down onto the abdomen. Take an inhale. As you exhale, feel the belly draw towards the spine and take 2 counts longer on your exhale. Let's go again. We'll take 3 more rounds of diaphragmatic breath here. Try to work towards a 4 count in and a 6 count exhale. Really beautiful opportunity to check in, not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally. What we can't see, how is your body landed today, and observe your body for any tension that is not needed or necessary. All right, this particular flow, we're actually going to start from the crown of the head. So we tend to hold a lot of tension up here in our upper trapezius and in our SCM and our scalings. So what we're going to think about doing is gently moving our head. I'm going to turn my head to the right and then very slowly I'm going to come down for a half circle and do this really, really, really slow. It moves over to the left and then I turn it back to center. So turn the head to the left, drop the chin down nice and slow, and I can actually hear some crackling, which is, I love that feeling. To me, that is this really nice indication that my fascia may be a little bit stuck, dehydrated, my nervous system may be in a state of fight-flight, and they might not be getting a lot of nutrients or blood and oxygen into that area because it may have been in tension yesterday or the day before, which is probably quite true. So as I move here, I can hear that crackling, and with my breath, I start to get blood and oxygen and energy into the area, starting to hydrate it. Now, you are very welcome, if it feels okay for you, to start to do a full head roll. But again, only if that feels alright for you. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed and at ease and anatomical position. Alright, let's roll back the other way. We really want to be moving our body in the 3 planes of movement, our frontal, our sagittal, and our transverse planes. And this is exactly what this movement practice will do. So what we're going to think about doing here is just starting to think about a little bit of movement through the shoulders. So I'm going to start to shake my right shoulder. Now when I'm doing this, what I'm really thinking about doing is creating a looseness. I'm bringing my deltoid forward and backward. I'm also allowing my my pec to become compressed as my shoulder comes in and then open as my shoulder goes out. My scapula is also allowing this really gentle, soft, free movement. So I'm letting the bones of the scapula massage all of that fascia around the upper back. It can get quite tight and around the upper thoracic region, especially if we use devices. Alright, so making sure you're not using your trapezius when you're rolling your shoulder. We're now going to bring the arm to the side. So we're just allowing that right side just to swing side to side. You'll notice I'm getting my legs into this a little bit as well. So just keeping the knees bent, the feet are nice and wide, light through the fingers, allowing a nice opening. Right, as I open through here and slightly closing across the body as I bring the arm across. It's been about 10 minutes this routine, so I'm just going to roll through the movements as a shorter version today, just as something you can do pretty much every single morning. I really do believe we have 10 minutes each and every single day to get into our bodies, to give them the time, to give them the space that they need, and to also tune into our breathing. So while you're doing this, I really want you to focus on your diaphragmatic breath and being loose in your body. All right, bringing that arm across the body here. Beautiful. Alrighty, let's bring our right hand to our right shoulder and just start to roll. If you've got that, let's start to roll the other arm up and around. See, I'm keeping my knees bent here, weights through my heel. Alright, can you go back the other way? This is where we start to use the brain a little bit more. If your fingers don't touch your shoulder, you can hover your fingers off. See if you can keep your hips relatively still and really rotate through the thoracic. Now pause there. Can you start to take it back in opposite directions, moving contralaterally here? See how you go. Still diaphragmatic breathing here. Reverse it. And relax. Let's try the other side. Rolling that shoulder up. Can you add the arm? Same direction. One goes, one goes, one goes, one goes. Kind of like you're doing backstroke. Reverse it. Again, paying attention to the communication from your body. What is your body telling you here? Like, what does it feel like in your body? And pause, and we'll go opposite direction. I'm definitely feeling a lot tighter in this left shoulder. It feels tired when I'm lifting it up. It feels a lot heavier than the other side. Change direction. So yeah, really good information there. I can really start to feel my body heating up too, because I'm really thinking about where my arms are going, starting to use my brain, definitely not thinking about my emails here. Woo! All right, amazing. So what we're going to do now is keep those feet hip distance apart. We're going to think about moving through the thoracic. It's one of my favorite movements. I always throw it in. I'm leading with my sternum. I'm going to come forward. I'm going to move to the left, send my sternum back, and move to the right. Coming forward, to the left, send it back, and to the right. Now, if you see those TVs behind me, I'm actually using them as a guide to try to keep my shoulders in that line. So what I'm essentially doing is making sure I'm not using my upper trapezius as I'm rolling through these movements. This is a really fantastic one for that thoracic region. It also cracks open our heart space here. So as I'm going through these movements, let's change direction. I'm really squeezing my scapula together here, and as I come back, I'm rounding my spine like a big angry cat. So it's an inhale if you like to add your breath, and an exhale, angry cat. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. My favorite movements for the spine. Again, you've really got to think about what you're doing here, and I really recommend doing this in front of a mirror. All right, how did that feel? Okay, so our next movement here, what we're going to think about doing is like popping our hips. So let's do some hip sways first. So think of like popping the hip, popping the hip. Now this is the only time you really want to pop your hips, right? Whenever you're doing your joint rotations, but we really want to try to eliminate standing like this. That's going to completely throw, and we see it all the time when we stand like this, it's going to completely throw out your hips. You'll end up with a pelvic misalignment or a pelvic instability, and you will absolutely end up in back pain. You probably suffer a sore shoulder and a tight jaw because everything is out of alignment. So what I'm going to do is pop the hip here, right? I'm going to lift up my hand here. So if I've got my right knee bent, my left hand is up, going right across this fascia line here. Then I'm going to reach behind and I'm going to squat. And then come back up, come back to neutral. So pop the hip to the right. Okay, my left knee is bent, my right hand comes up. I'm going to open, keeping the core on, but then I'm going to bend the knees, squat, and touch the floor behind me, and then come back. So I'm going to pop the hip, this way, pop the hip. As I'm coming up and through here, I'm going to come through, touch the floor, and then back. So pop, lift, make sure you squat, and then come back. Pop, lift, open, squat, and then come back. Pop, lift, open, squat, and then come back. So getting these really nice lines here. Again, opening up that whole body, but keep your tummy muscles on. Bend the knees, squat, and back. Pop the hip, lift, coming back. Do a few more of those if you like. Again, completely up to you if you want to continue with that. Really nice one for starting to get that twisting motion in. All right, moving through our hips now, we're going through our hip circles. So a couple more movements to go just for this shorter practice today. So when I'm working through my hip circles, what I'm essentially trying to do, you can see I'm trying to keep this nice and still. I'm bringing the pubic bone forward, pubic bone over to the right, sending the hips back, and then over to the left. So nice and slowly rotating through the hip joint. Again, you can see that orange line behind me, and I'm trying to keep my pink jumper above that orange line, but move my hips. Can you change direction? So nice and slowly back the other way. Please, again, don't worry if your movements look different to my movements. When I first started this, I was like a rigid box, nothing moved. I had traps up around my ears, I couldn't squat. I was very protective of my heart. And I lived in a very, very tight body. So I share these because this is what has helped me so much over the years, become a little bit more fluid and more gentle and soft. And it's also really helped recalibrate and recommunicate to my spine that movement is safe. Whew. All right, how is that feeling? So I'm going to move into some more twisting movements here. I'm going to turn my body to the left. As I turn my body to the left, I'm simply going to just bring my right arm forward and my left arm back. Okay, so starting here. All right, then I'm going to turn back to the front, bend into the right knee, but I'm going to reach down with my left hand, coming right to the floor. All right, turn back to the front, left foot goes out, and we twist. Spin back to the center, bend the right knee, touch down into the floor, we twist. Center, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now the knees are hinge joint. As we turn, the knee must be over the ankle here. That's really important.
Change sides here and go for another 30 seconds.
And pause. Ooh. Give that a little bit of a shake out. Alrighty. Pausing in this position, we're taking inhale, lift up. Exhale, coming down, hands to sternum. Inhale, twist to the right. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, twist. Exhale, center. Inhale, rise. Exhale, back. Inhale, twist, exhale, center. Inhale, twist, exhale, center. Inhale, rise. Have a look at my spine here. So I'm coming down, hinge position. Inhale, twist, exhale, center. Inhale, twist, exhale, center. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, and inhale, and exhale. All right. Lastly, big movement to finish these fascial patterns here, or these sort of neuromuscular lines, working through our arm rotations. Big full body movement here. I'm keeping my arm close to my thighs on both sides. Full rotation of the body here. You can get the movement pattern. You can, of course, start to add a little bit of speed. And then slow it down, and then let's reverse it. How did you go with that? Sometimes it is quite difficult going this way because we as humans struggle to open up. And I say that from experience. I really struggle with this because I never used to open my heart. I was really tight in my shoulders, very protective. So to open my body was very, very different and very difficult. 3, 2, straight to the other side. All right, again, start off with curiosity. Tune in how your body feels. Get it rolling right from the feet here. So it's a really nice one to finish on in the morning. It will get you quite energized, feeling quite alive, feeling really spacious. Get the heart rate up. 3, 2, 1, reverse. All right, and pause that there to finish. Whew. Just unwinding all of that with some basic noodle arms. If you have a look at my previous videos in my fascia and lymphatic flows, you will see a little bit more of a joint rotational based fascia and lymph flow. That is a really nice way just to go through every single individual joint to get synovial fluid in and around the body, and of course to heat up the whole body with our breath. Feel free to go check those out. I would love to know how you found that practice, how it felt in your body. I certainly feel amazing after it. Anytime we're twisting and rotating, our fascia loves it because our fascia holds everything together. It connects every single cell and like fiber and fibril of muscle, every organ, every joint, every bone. So when we look at the body, we used to understand it as separated, or we've got this part and this part, but in essence, the fascia is what connects and communicates between every single part in your body. So with these practices, it allows the body to work as one and as a whole, which in my conviction, that's how the body works best. So I hope you had a beautiful practice with that. Don't be afraid to send me a comment or a like, or let me know what part of that you really loved. And of course, if you could like and subscribe, that helps me to help you on this channel. So I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you in the next video.